Hello, everyone. My name is Christy Iwuchukwu, aka Lady Christy, and I am so excited to be debuting my TV show, Christy Iwuchukwu's Brilliance TV show. And I am so excited today. And I'm glad you are able to join me. And if you're not able to join me today, hopefully you can get a chance to join me when next time. But anyway, I am the CEO and founder of Chosen Path Global, helping women find their voice to speak up and speak out so that they're able to gain confidence to go after what they desire in life. And in this show, let me tell you a little bit about what I'm going to be doing in this show. In this show, I am going to be spotlighting the defining moments and accomplishments of today's top business leaders, entrepreneurs, unique and most successful individuals. And today I have the pleasure and the honor to have one of my friends join me today, Lawanna Parker. Let me tell you a little bit about Lawanna Parker. Lawanna Parker is an author, a blogger, a coach, and a speaker. But most of all, she is someone that they call her people's whisperer because people can always confide in her without ever worrying about the word being repeated. That is really awesome. Lawanna also was a fashion show and pageant director, helping young women to model in fashion shows to gain their confidence. Currently, she provides platform for speakers through her Speakers Summit. And I am so delighted for her to join me today. Lawanna, please help me welcome Lawanna Parker.
Hey, thank you so much, Christy. It's a pleasure to be here with you this morning. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm just so proud that you're starting your very first show, and I get to be your number one first guest. How about that stuff?
I love it. I think our friendship has really grown over the years. I think we met about 7 years ago, right?
Yes, it was 7 years ago at a Toastmasters conference.
At a Toastmasters conference. And I know that the first time we met, we didn't really hit it up right away. But then we met again. I think it was also at Toastmasters conference back in
Hmm.
2014. Is that right?
Right. In between, we met at several Toastmaster conference, but it was 2014 that things changed.
Yeah, I remember that day so clearly because I saw you and you were really bubbling, smiling, so friendly. And I began to ask you what was going on with you because this is not the lady I first met. And you told me that you had things going on. And that's how, since then, our friendship became so close ever since then and we have been going strong ever since. So thank you so much for really taking the time to join me today. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So
You're welcome.
I am gonna get started with the interview, and I know we have viewers, and if you are watching right now, for the viewers, at the end of the show, I'm going to stop the recording for you to ask your questions at that time. So And the first question I really have for you is, the journey of entrepreneurship can be very scary. It can be very frustrating. And sometimes it can be very confusing. So how was starting your business for you? What can you share with with our audience?
Well, you're right. It can be scary, frightening, confusing, and overwhelming. And for me, it started because all of a sudden I was retired uh, because of things on the job that they had to let people go. And unfortunately, I was one of those. And I have to, at first, I was so excited. You know, you get to sleep, you get to do what you thought you wanted to do, have fun, until reality set in and you realize you have bills that have to be paid. And my funds started dwindling very fast, and I got very depressed. Uh, I don't think I ever remember experiencing that type of depression before. And it was kind of scary because I discovered that people weren't interested in hiring senior citizens. And I also discovered that I didn't really want to be hired by anyone. I wanted to do something, I just didn't know what. Going to a conference made a big difference. And I'm not going to tell you that, oh, the light bulb went off and I suddenly knew what I wanted to do, because that's not how it worked. I went to several conferences, and what I found out that I liked was that I was around people who were either going through the same thing I was going through or had been through it, and suddenly things had turned around. I had been a member of Toastmasters for years and thought about speaking, but that's as far as it went. I thought about it, but I didn't take any action on it because, hey, I had a job. It was paying me. Uh, Now, all of a sudden, as I listened to other women speak, and I realized I could do that. And they shared some of the things they were doing with people, and I realized I still had some value. I could share some of the things that I had experienced, learned over the years, having worked with young people in the past. And I had my modeling experience behind me. I had done beauty pageants. So I had some knowledge on personal development that I felt I could share. And so that's what I started thinking about, even though others tried to direct me in different paths that they felt would be better. Um, and in the beginning, I guess I did lean in that direction, trying to do what other people felt I should do, but it wasn't resonating. So after a couple of years and giving it a lot of thought, I realized personal development is the thing that I should be doing. I'm very good at working with both young and old.
All right. Well, you touch on something that I want to go back and have you expand on it. Oftentimes, when we get into this entrepreneurial journey, some of us get into it, and why is really it can vary from person to person.
Hmm.
So, for me, I know that I teach women to find their voice, to speak up and speak out. And that is from the fact that for years, I was in a bubble. And to a certain extent, probably still am. But at least I can stand up and speak. And I was that person that in the public, I wouldn't be able to speak because English is a second language was one of the things that really helped me back because when I spoke, I always felt like people were judging me. But I know now that that was not the case. So, what was it for you, really, that you can share with that audience that was that thing that tied you into teaching now young women or women in general confidence, self-confidence? What is,
Well,
do you have any experience from that? Does that resonate with you?
well, yes, I think most of us feel like we're being judged. In fact, uh, being my age, I felt like if things were over for me, that I had lived my life, there was nothing left for me. So I felt I started feeling kind of worthless, to be perfectly truthful. But being involved with the conferences, meeting other people, listening to them, that helped start changing the direction that I was speaking in. Uh, my wow, what resonated? I guess I was doing that speaker summit earlier this year that I started realizing that I hadn't been headed in the right direction. I did that speaker summit. I loved it. Uh, I felt confident when I did it. And it seemed like once I made that decision, um, the universe just said, well, what took you so long? Because things started happening. Um, People volunteered their help. Just a lot of things just fell into place that before it seemed like it was so hard, so difficult, so much trouble. I would be wasting my time to even attempt it. So my advice to anybody, once you figure out that dream, and that's my number one boost tip to you, figure out what it is you want to do. Don't listen to anyone else. It may take you months, might even take you a couple of years to determine what it is that you want. But take your time, figure out what you want, and go after it. Go after it with everything you've got. Don't let anyone stop you. Uh, that's what I'm doing now. And I got to tell you, I'm really enjoying what's happening with my life. I'm still doing the speaker summits, but not only that, I'm going to be doing a fashion show at the end of the year, and I'm really excited about that because that's one of my first loves as an event to do. So it just seems like things are just moving right along. They're not perfect, don't get me wrong. Nothing is perfect. I'm not going to preach on that. I just say go after your dreams.
Okay, I'm just gonna piggyback on what you said. The self-confidence part of it. Was
Mhm.
that a struggle in any part of who you were or who you are, and why self-confidence?
Absolutely, it was a struggle, and I really don't understand why. Because I've done many things over the years, and I was comfortable with the things I had done. I was happy with the things that I had done. For some reason, perhaps because of my age, I lost that confidence and had to start all over again from scratch. And everything that ever happened that was negative was popping up. I had to fight that, and there are times when I still fight that because there are some things you just don't get rid of. It's a constant battle with you. Self-confidence, oh my gosh, yes. I really had to struggle with that one because I had to accept the fact that I was no longer a spring chicken. Um, the things that I used to do, I could no longer do. I had to accept the fact that I was a certain age and live in that and be comfortable with the age that I was. And as I started accepting that, more of me started coming out. As some people would say, I didn't know that you did things like that. I could speak up about stuff that otherwise I would keep to myself. And I felt comfortable with it, even though other people were surprised. So, confidence, that's a big struggle, but the best thing to do, the best way to handle confidence is to get involved with a group. Um, well, if I'll share with you, I have a 12 tip sheet that if you go to my website and sign up, you'll get that, and it'll tell you exactly the things that you need to do to get your confidence started and build up. And it works. Trust me, it really works.
Thank you. So, I'm gonna ask you to share with the audience. You kind of alluded to it and mentioned a couple of times your age, and I am not gonna ask your age here.
Oh,
But
hey, I don't have a problem sharing. I'm 70 years old. That's 70. And I'm pretty darn proud of it because you know what? A lot of people didn't make this age. and I feel comfortable with it. I'm in good health so far. So what's to feel bad about being my age? I don't think I'd want to be 21 again.
So what do you think? What do you think is an advantage? Because there may be somebody watching right now, and they are probably up in age, wondering, can they do this? And how can they do this? And they don't think that they have it within themselves to do this. Step into entrepreneurship or anything that they wanted to do for that matter. So what, in your own experience, can you share with them on how to switch their mindset to go after what they desire?
Well, again, it goes back to knowing what it is that you want, and then you have to decide to do it. Just that's the hardest part, taking action and doing what it is that you want. It was a difficult thing for me because it meant doing things I hadn't done before. It meant putting myself out there. It meant, I could get hurt. My feelings could get hurt. Uh, I could fail. All kinds of things were going across my mind, but the idea that 10 years from now, I could still be sitting in the same spot thinking what I would like to do was unacceptable. I had to do something, and putting myself on the spot, on the line, taking chances while it was scary. And it's still scary at times because, as I say, you don't get over things overnight. It's something that you build on. As I do more things, I get more confident, not cocky confident, but confident in the fact that I can do this. I have the skills, the knowledge, the capability of doing. And we all have that within ourselves. We just have to look for it and accept it and take action on it.
Okay. So let me just ask another question of you.
Mhm.
As you step into this entrepreneurship, what would you share with our audience has been, can I say, a setback or something? One of the, what is the number one thing that you really struggle with? Because there may be some people out there going through the same thing that you can help. What is the number one thing or the things that you have struggled with, including where there are people that didn't think you can do what you're doing now?
Well, I'm going to say the number one struggle would be finances. Um, I'm not a wealthy person. So everything I did, I had to pull from the funds that I already had, which was very limited. So that was a number one struggle. And yes, knowing there were people who didn't think I could do it. There were people who felt that I wasn't going to do it because it was taking me so long. Um, so having overcome that, uh, that kind of was a toughie as well because I knew that people had in themselves they were thinking she's not going to do it, she's not capable, she doesn't have the aggression that she needs to do it. I realized people were thinking that because I was taking my time, but the truth of the matter is I didn't know where I had no idea where I wanted to go. People were telling me where they thought I should be headed, but it wasn't touching me. It wasn't making me bounce up and say, oh, yes, I can't wait to get up in the morning and start working on that. So until that happened, I was moving slow. And the result was that people were thinking I wasn't going to do it. So I accepted that. And it was hard to accept that because I couldn't change their thinking. I couldn't move faster than I was doing because as I say, I didn't know where I really wanted to go. Um, but that's okay. That's all part of growing up. If you can take that and keep going, it helps build your character, it helps build your courage, it helps build your confidence because you know, it doesn't matter what other people say or think, it's all what you think that matters, it's what you do that matters. So you may hit some of those stumbling blocks, but don't let it hold you back. As they say, if you fall down 8 times, you get up 9. So just
Mm,
keep getting back up.
that's deep. That's deep.
Mhm.
Well, thank you. You touch on, sometimes when you're starting out in business, people may think that you're not able to do what you plan to do. And sometimes I know for me, it took me a while to even do a Facebook. But I'm going to tell you that imperfect Facebook video that I did really was one of the things that really saved my life because I was so afraid of doing it that when I finally did it, I said to myself, what was there to be afraid of? But just getting yourself and not worry too much because oftentimes people are not really thinking about you. And that was that thing for me that I was so worried my hair wouldn't be right, I wouldn't say it right, people would understand me, and so on and so forth. But I tell you, sometimes they say that done is better than perfect. So
Thank
doing
you.
that video was really the thing that really saved me from being so scared of what people are going to say and how people are going to judge me. And hey, nobody else has what I have to say. I have to realize that my fingerprint is by design and not by choice. And everybody should also know that your fingerprint is by design and not by choice. And there is that thing that only you can do, and nobody else can do it better than you. So, thank you for that, Lawanna. And so, I'm just going to ask you maybe a few more further questions, and we can keep going on this. But, you know, I look at what you have accomplished so far. I kind of knew when you were starting out and seeing where you are right now from where you started from. I can't even believe that. And I keep saying, I mean, you are doing awesome. You are definitely doing awesome. And there are some women up in age and even some younger women that will be looking at you and asking, what do I need to do? Give me steps on what to do to get started. What can
Well,
you share with our audience as to what steps that has been able to help you to get from where you were to where you are right now?
okay, I'm gonna give you three steps, okay, things that I think are very important. The first one, as I said, is determine what it is that you want. Without knowing that, you're going to be floundering as I was doing, moving from thing to thing and not being happy with any of them. So you have got to do that before you do anything. Know what it is you want to do. Once you make that decision, you do have to start working on some communication skills. There are other things in between this. Okay, I'm just picking three things that I want to talk about right now. Communication skills are important because if you can't express what it is that you have to say or to share, you're not going to get very far. Now, there are some people who are so passionate and excited about the thing that they do that even though their communication skills may not be the best in the world, it comes across and people get excited and they want to be involved with them in whatever it is that they're doing. But if you're not that type of person, you want to work on your communication skills. The third one I'm going to say is extremely important. I think it is probably the most important thing after you know what you want to do. And that is to be in a group of like-minded women. And I'm speaking to women now, uh, over men. Women, because we have all of these hang-ups. We can't do it alone. You need the support of other women who understand what you're going through, other women who can be there to lift you up when you feel like you're falling down, women who can help edify you, who encourage you. I'm going to share that when I first started out, even though I was excited about being around people, I had one person, Christy, who who, if she thought I was getting down about something and she didn't understand what or why, because I'm a quiet person and I keep things to myself, she would talk to me and tell me, Lawanna, you got so much going for you. I don't understand what's going on, girl. Don't be getting down. And she was one of those people who helped keep me lifted. You need that in your life. You need someone who's going to be in your corner, no matter what. Without that group, without that type of surrounding, it's almost impossible, especially when you're getting involved in something you've never done before. You're already scared because you're you're putting, as I say, you're putting yourself out there where you can be hurt, where people are going to be looking at you, they're judging you. And that group, that core group of women, and you do have to be careful about the people you select. You can't just be with any group of people. It's got to be people who are thinking like you, who want things that are similar to what you want, who understand what it is that you are going through, and who will be there when you feel like bawling, who want to just fall out and cry because you're thinking, oh, it's not going right. What's wrong? And they're there to lift you up and say, that's okay. That's supposed to happen. Now you know you need to go around that, and we're going to help you find another way to get to where you want to be. So I can't say this enough. Whether it's a mastermind group or a coaching group or a mentoring group, you need to be with a group of people who are like-minded, that are going to be there for you. So those are my 3 things that I think is extremely important for you to have to get yourself going. And if you do that, when you're a part of my program, it's going to help boost your confidence, and it'll help you to be able to dream, to sparkle and shine, all this great confidence.
Awesome. Thank you, Lawanna. I can attest to what you just said because I am, by nature, I am an introvert. But sometimes people feel that just because you're an introvert and you can do a business, but that is not true. And I should say I'm a recovering introvert because I used to be very shy, very shy. I know people probably won't believe me now, but yes, that was the case with me. I can stay in a room with a whole lot of people in a room and not say a word until from beginning to the end. And sometimes when I walk into a room, I just wish the lights were turned off, just so nobody will see when I walk in. That's how shy I was. But, you know, shyness is not something really we were born with. Sometimes, yes, you can be introverted, but it wouldn't stop you from doing the things that you want to do, the things that you want to go after. Like Lawanna was saying, I think one of the things that really helped me, and I'm still working on it, is really being surrounded with like-minded individuals who understand they don't have to be doing the same thing that you are doing, but they are there to support you, to pull you up, to share your successes. It's very important. And if you don't have those people in your life, I really would encourage everyone to get one, because when you have the negative people in your life, it sucks the blood out of you. And sometimes you just have to negate all of them. But most importantly, I think surrounding yourself with positive individuals and people that have positive energy. And sometimes people can see the brilliance in you. That's right. Sometimes people cannot see the brilliance in you. And you don't have to so much worry about whether or not they see the brilliance in you. Because you know what? What's been given was given to you and not for those people. And oftentimes we worry so much, even to the extent of getting addicted to other people's approval. But you have to free yourself from other people's addiction to other people's approval, because if you don't, you will continue being the same place that you have always been. And one of the things that it really has helped me a lot is getting mentors and getting coaches. I cannot speak enough of that. Getting mentoring, getting coaches, being surrounded with like-minded individuals. It will really help you go a long way. So thank you for that comment, Lawanna. I really appreciate your input on that. And so, as we were talking about getting coaches, being surrounded with positive individuals, like-minded individuals that are going to be there to support you, to lift you up. What has really been your challenge with your age? Or is there any?
I don't see a challenge with my age, to be perfectly truthful. I actually see it as an asset. um, People respect you once they know what it is that you want, and that you're confident in what you want and going after. Um, they tend to respect you. And I can appreciate that they're willing to listen. I don't try to preach to people. You ask me something, and if I can answer it, I will. And if I can, I'll let you know that as well. And if it's something that you really need to know, I'll try to find the answer for you. But no, I don't just see my age as a hindrance. As I said before, I'm rather proud of that. And I want to also commend you on something you mentioned about being addicted to other people's programs, because that is so easy to let happen to you. Even at my age, you have to watch that. It's uh, being addicted to what everybody else is doing and seeking their approval. When you know what you want, you don't need anyone's approval. You're not going to get everybody running after you, and that's okay, because there is something that I can teach that you can't. There are experiences I've had that you may never have. So the people who need what I have will hear me, and they will come to me. Uh, Same way about you. What you have to say, people that need what you have to say, they're going to come running to you. So no, don't let any age be a reason for not doing what you want. I thought it was when I was let go at my job. I thought it was a big hassle, a big deal, and I was feeling like I had nothing left to contribute. But the truth of it is, I have a lot to contribute, and the older I get, the more I have to contribute. So as long as I have my health and all of my mental faculties, I'm going to do the best that I can to help make a positive impression on this world.
All right. Now I'm gonna ask you this question. You probably will be surprised, but I really want you to share with our audience on this. If you look back to your 20-something-year-old self, and you look at your 70-something-year-old self, how would you compare the two?
Oh, if I could go back and talk to me when I was in my 20s, I would say accept every challenge, accept even something that you feel you don't know. Accept it and try it anyway, because if you fail, what you learn along the way stays with you, and you can at least apply it to something else. Uh, Now I'm willing to do that. Back then, oh my gosh, no. If I didn't know something, I was quick to tell you, I don't know that. I don't think I should even try. Uh, that's not the case today. I may not know, but I will try.
Thank you so much, Lawanna. So as we come to the end of our show, I just want to take the time to really appreciate you for all your support all these years. I appreciate your friendship. And, in this day and age, it's very difficult to see people that will really support your growth and support you in downtime and in uptime. And I just want to take the time to appreciate you. And I just want to say thank you. So before we come to the close, is there anything that you will want to share with our audience? Whatever you have coming on, or you just want to just talk to them. There may be people who are watching right now that are down because they don't think they can do what they set out to do for themselves. Or you have a program coming on, anything at all that you would like to share with our audience.
Well, the 14th of this month, I would be doing a intro program to discuss what I have to offer. There are two things that will be going on. One will be I will be looking for people who want to learn modeling and are interested in being in a fashion show. So that will be the time to come out. It'll be at 6 o'clock, 1820 Tribute Road at Suite L. That's at the Women Entrepreneurial Center here in Sacramento. Uh, Once I have that, the program will start. I also have the personal development program now. That's more in depth. You get not only the modeling, but you get the speaking opportunities, and once you get that, you can also be in some of the speaker summits that I will be doing. With the modeling, you get to be in fashion shows, but I will be working on your etiquette skills, your style, um, social graces, things that you need to help move you forward in life. And I know in this day and age, everybody does what they want, but there are still some things that you need in order to be a success in life. And the personal development program delves deep into that. We'll even have interview um, opportunities so that you can learn how to handle a job interview. Um, it's a great program. So come out for the introductory program where you can learn what it's all about, get some handouts, and determine whether or not you want to be a part of it. Again, that's going to be on September 14th at Sweet. I'm sorry, I was going to say Sweet Success, but they changed their name to Women Entrepreneurial Center, and that's 1820 Tribute Road, Suite L. I hope you'll come out. It'll be from 6 to 8. We may not be there for the whole 2 hours, but I'd rather have you think we're going to be there 2 hours than to say an hour. We are there for 2 hours. No, but I'd love for you to come out and find out more about my program. We have the fashion show, which will actually be December the 2nd, and that's going to be at the Hampton Inn. I'm so excited about that. I'm really looking forward to doing this. Um, I'm expecting to have some uh, people there who local here in Sacramento who do their own clothing that are going to have them in the fashion show. So here's a chance for you to do your thing in front of an audience. You want to be there, your best. And then starting in January, of course, with the new year, you definitely want to stay on the radar. So go to my website, which is lawannagparker.com, and sign up the contact form there so you can stay in touch with me. And that way you'll know about the things that are going to be taking place in the year 2018. And I'm saying 2018 and I'm laughing because I remember when we were young and we thought we wouldn't even make it to 2000. And here it is going to be 2018. Wow. It's amazing. But yes, next year is going to be really exciting. Been doing some great things this year, but next year is going to be really exciting. So you want to be a part of my list so that I can keep you up to date on what's going on.
Okay, Lawanna. I think you have, I didn't hear you talk about your Speakers Summit. Can you share with our audience a little bit about your Speakers Summit?
Well, at my speaker summit, I give speakers an opportunity to speak. Uh, People who take my program, we get first choice of being a speaker, but I also notify other speakers that if they want to be a part of it, they can. We also will have vendors and sponsors. So again, you want to stay in touch so that you know what's going on, because if you want to be a part of the things, and I do mean there's going to be a lot happening next year. I'm expecting to do a much larger speaker summit than what I've done this year. And I will be looking for more speakers, but you got to stay in touch in order to know when the dates are, because those haven't been set in stone as of yet.
Thank you so much, Lawanna, and I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for taking the time to come in today. You could have been doing other things, but you accepted the invitation to come and join me today. Also, I just want to talk about the fact that coming Saturday, 9th of September, that I will be doing a workshop at Women Entrepreneurial Center as well. And also on October 14th, I also have a summit on Unlock Your Brilliance. And I would love for you to sign up and be there. There will be a group of people supporting each other, and you don't want to miss it. So thank you so much, Lawanna. And at this time, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and see if anyone has a question.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I've enjoyed being a part of the show this morning and look forward to maybe one day returning.
Okay,
You
I'm
did
going
a
to turn
great
off.
job.
Great, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording now.